Hello, and welcome to Youth Services serving ages 0 to 6. This is part of the State Library of Iowa's Core Endorsement Program. And I am your instructor. My name is Janae Jackson Doring, and I'm the Youth Services Consultant for the State Library of Iowa. So if you have any youth services related questions or need to brainstorm ideas about youth programming or teens or anything youth services related that you have questions on, please contact me. I am more than happy to come out to your library or do one-on-one consultations over the phone or Zoom or whatever you prefer. And let's get started. So this is working with ages 0 to 6. And we just have to remember little kids are people too. They have so much energy and they have so much to tell everybody. This age span is large. This is a large age span. So today we're going to focus and break it down to ages 0 to 3 and ages 4 to 6, since the span is very large. In this module, we'll consider all of the early child services that you can provide at a library and why they matter so much. Before we get started, we have to understand that there are 5 stages of child development. We have newborns, which covers ages 0 to 3 months. Then as they progress, they become an infant, ages 3 to 12 months. Then we have our toddlers, ages 1 to 3, preschool age, which is ages 3 to 5, and then school age, which is ages 5 and up. So let's start by talking about serving ages 0 to 3. Early literacy for ages 0 to 3 begins early. There is a ton of research that will tell you early literacy starts when they are young. So encourage caregivers to reach their child before they're born. I remember talking to moms who were pregnant and telling them to read while their child is in the womb, because as their child is growing, they are hearing the language of the caregiver. They are hearing mom's voice. So early literacy begins early. It starts in the womb. And what people understand is that children develop brain connections through everyday experiences, positive interactions with parents and caregivers. So as a baby, when a mom or a caregiver is playing peekaboo, babies are learning cause and effect. They are learning that if mom hides her face and she opens her hands to say peekaboo, that's the reaction they're going to see. If mommy holds her hands up here, the reaction is, I see mommy, there she is. So children are building those brain connections through positive interactions, positive experiences, whether it's playing patty cake or seeing the itsy bitsy spider. Those are building brain connections with children, with young babies and children. Babies and children are using senses to learn and interact with the world, especially toddlers. Toddlers love to use their hands. They love to use their senses to explore and learn. Children are also learning words, the sounds of words, the repetition through talking, singing, reading, and playing. And we'll get into the 5, that's part of the 5 early literacy skills. We'll get into that in a little bit. But babies, toddlers, and preschoolers are learning words through parents, through their caregivers. They're learning the sounds of what they say. They are learning repetition through nursery rhymes. So this is a very crucial part of their development. And by age 3, a child's brain has reached 80% of adult size. The birth to 3 period is the fastest rate of brain development across the entire human lifespan. So you're really working with kids that are building those skills. They're building their language, they're building their vocabulary. They're learning how words form. They're learning how words have meaning, and that some words sound the same, some sound different. And if you want more information, check out firstThingsFirst.org. It has excellent information about child development for this age cohort. So what should we do with babies and toddlers and preschoolers? We need to welcome them. They are part of a library as well. Welcome babies, toddlers, and preschoolers to your library. When you do that, you're saying to caregivers, you're saying to those young children and parents that the library is for them too. So please welcome entire family units and caregivers. You may see a mom and a grandma with young ones coming to the library. Welcome them, say hi, welcome to the library. We've got lots of toys downstairs. We've got books for the kids. We've got board books and picture books. Oh, did you know about story time? So really be engaging and welcome those families to the library. When you welcome them and create spaces and programs for them, you are building lifelong relationships, and you're making your library an important part of their lives and in your community. When families come in and they engage their kids in story time, or they're making crafts with their kids, it becomes routine. It becomes a part of their daily routine and their daily lives. And then they're telling their friends, oh yeah, did you see that wonderful story time? Yeah, it was at the library. So they're building a rapport with you, you are building rapport with them, and they're telling everyone, hey, my family really enjoyed that program at the library. It's building a positive relationship with everyone. So, what services can libraries provide for this age group? Simple, story time. Ages 0 to 3, that is the core service for that group. Story time, story time, story time. And there are all different types. So you have, for babies, you might have a baby rhyme time or a baby lap sit, where caregivers and their babies come and the mothers or caregivers are learning bounces. So baby bounces and rhymes to build language skills. You might offer a toddler story time or a preschool story time that's introducing them to longer stories, longer picture books, or longer board books. You could be hosting early literacy skill building programs, especially for preschool age, where you are teaching preschoolers how to cut on a line using scissors, or just having sensory spaces for children so they can learn with their senses. You can have all of these programs, and these programs model early literacy skills and best practices. Why do we want to model early literacy skills and best practices? Because you are teaching these caregivers how to read, how to write, how to sing, how to play, how to talk. You are teaching basically these parents to be teachers, because for these kids, caregivers are their first teachers. So we want to model the correct way to read a picture book. We want to model the correct way to hold a board book. We want to model those skills so that way the parents or caregivers, can duplicate that at home with their children. We also want to provide early literacy spaces for them to read and engage with their children. So that could be a space with comfy seating and blocks and board books and developmentally appropriate toys for their children to play with at the library. And you might offer early literacy kits for checkout. So those are some of the services that you could provide at your library for ages 0 to 3. Now we're going to jump ship to serving ages 4 to 6. So for the developmental stages for ages 4 to 6-year-olds, these are some of the things that this age group, these are some of the skills that they are starting to show. So for 4 to 6-year-olds, these kids enjoy sitting to look at or listen to a book. They participate in crafts or activities that involve wet textures, such as glue. They understand taking turns and sharing with others. This group enjoys playing in small groups with children of the same age, and they're turning their head in response to their name being called. Now, this is just a small sampling of developmental stages for ages 4 to 6. Pathways.org, the site that I've listed down below, has a list of all different kinds of developmental stages for this age group. But that is just a small sampling of what stages to look for in this cohort. And the picture to your right is of a little boy. He is fishing for fish. So he is playing the game, and the little girl behind him is taking turn, is waiting her turn. So this is a perfect example, developmental example of this age group. So what services can we provide for ages 4 to 6? For this cohort, you could provide special programs, family and multi-age programs. So could be slimes, a slime program where you read a story about slime, and then afterwards the kids could go to the tables and make their own batch of slime to take home. Then that's a fun program where the whole family can get involved, where it's just mom, dad, maybe an older sister or older brother that comes and engages together as a family. You want to provide crafts and activities that build school readiness skills, especially in preschool. Preschool, we are gung-ho about making sure that kids are building those skills that gets them ready to go to kindergarten. So providing crafts and activities that strengthen their hands when they're doing fine motor skills. You want to provide crafts and activities that build those skills so that way they're ready to get to kindergarten. You can provide STEM kits, book bundles, early readers, resources for checkout at the library. So that way they are building those skills. Again, we want to see them succeed in school, especially because of the pandemic. A lot of these children are entering the classroom with a lack of social, emotional skills. They're lacking academic skills. So anything that we can do to strengthen those skills so that way they can enter the classroom prepared, that is something we can do. And it all boils down to the 5 early literacy skills. This is the core of every youth librarian. This is basically the holy grail of what we are teaching to caregivers and parents. It's read, write, sing, play, and talk. These are the 5 early literacy skills that children need in order to be successful when they go to kindergarten. This was developed through Every Child Ready to Read. This is a program that was developed in 2004 by the Public Library Association and the Association for Library Service to Children. So these skills are skills that you should have in every story time, every program that you do with young children, because we want to model to parents, yes, you should be reading every day with your child because it's building language development. Oh, hey, did you know that when you write with your child, it's helping build the fine motors, the fingers in their hands? Did you know that when you sing to your child, they're helping learn language and they're hearing the sounds of words? Did you know that when you play with your child, they are building positive relationships with you. And when you talk with your child, they are able to learn language. We have to be modeling these 5 skills every day. This is an important, crucial step in young children's development. And if you want more information, there's a link below to your right. If you just click on Every Child Ready to Read, it'll give you additional resources that you can use at your library. So let's take a peek right now at early literacy spaces and collections up close. This is the Gardner Public Library. This is an alphabet kit that they offer to caregivers for checkout. So inside the kit, they have, looks like in the Eric Carle Very Hungry Caterpillars ABC book. They have a board book of Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. They have an alphabet puzzle that parents and kids can play with. And I really love this A is for Apple book. It's one of my favorite alphabet books because it's interactive and it has flaps. But the other thing I like is that the child can take their finger and they can trace along the tracks of the letter to spell the letter, to make the actual alphabet letter with their finger. And they also provided a little mini flip chart of all 26 letters of the alphabet as well. This is a fun kit. This is a very engaging kit, interactive, so that way it's building that love of learning, literacy, and they're learning print motivation, print awareness, and they're learning their alphabet letters at home. The next item that we have, the next collection, I'm going to move my picture right there. This is the Franklin Avenue Library, and at their library, they offer book bundles. And if you can see, the book bundles are in clear plastic backpacks, and they have them by grade. So they have first grade book bundles, they have a band books, picture books book bundle, and a second grade book bundle in that top right corner. In the left corner here, I just pulled out the contents of the first grade book bundle. So there's a handful of books that the caregiver can check out. They check out the entire backpack that has all of these books. The parent and the child can interact with them and read them. And when they're all done, they just put all the books back into the backpack and return it. In the bottom right corner, this library also offers STEM launch pads. So the launch pads, there's a picture of one of the launch pads. It's a kind of an orange handheld device. And kids can check this out and they can engage in STEM literacy. So there's stories, activities, games that are all skill building to help them become better readers and expose them to STEM. The next library that we're featuring is the Rhinebeck Public Library. So this library, they have a multitude of different things that they offer kids. So for young kids, ages 0 to 3, they have board books on the wooden shelf. And board books are very important for ages 0 to 3 because young children are learning to turn the pages from left to right. Babies are chewing on board books, and that's okay. We want babies to chew on the board books because they are learning how they work. So they have board books available for checkout. The bottom left corner of this picture, they have 3 IPTV STEM kits that the kids can check out, the older kids can check out. There's coding, all type of fun games and activities inside these STEM kits here. And the second picture to your right is the early literacy station for Rhinebeck Public Library. So they have games, they have, looks like some cute little Lego type cars. They have also beginning reader books, so phonics kits for older kids that are learning phonics and sounds. They have puzzles, some crayons, so if the kids want to color, they can. A very inviting and engaging space for families. And this is a picture of the Kaluna Public Library. This is their early literacy space for young children. This space has a comfy seat for a caregiver that's watching their children. They have a smaller table and smaller chairs for young children to sit and engage in play. There's also a block area by the orange wall. There's a set of blocks that kids can build and play with. And to the right, there is a table with a track on it, so that way kids can play with the cars and trucks on the track, and they can build the tracks and take it apart. This is a very warm environment, engaging environment. This early literacy space is a space that a child can engage in those 5 early literacy skills of read, write, sing, play, and talk. The brown chair there, excuse me, the brown chair would be a great place for a mom or a caregiver to sit and read to a child while the other children play. It's inviting, cozy, a fun place for engagement and enjoyment of reading and playing. So just remember, you are an early literacy expert. You as a youth librarian or a library staffer or a library assistant, teen specialist, you are an early literacy expert because you are working with young children and young tiny little friends. We are helping children get ready to read. We are building that joy of reading and literacy with young children and caregivers. And we have services. We have the space, we have the collections, and we have so much more to offer to families and caregivers. We have something for every stage of development, from board books for tiny babies, to launch pads, playaways, to books on CD for older children. We have something for everyone that walks into the library. And just know, we are for kids, we are for caregivers, and we are for those who work with children. There's a quote that it takes a village to raise a child. It is totally correct. Children need our help. They need the skills to make sure that they're ready to go into the classroom, ready to learn. And the library, our role is to help support their development. So we are for children, we are for caregivers, and we are for those working and serving with children. So thank you very much for viewing this module. And if you have any questions or if you want to learn more, just contact the State Library of Iowa.